Let's take a look at the Cleric in the Unearthed Arcana playtest number 6 for the 2024 Player's Handbook. So have the Cleric table here on the left and the new Cleric table here on the right, highlighting the changes from the existing 2014 Cleric, not necessarily in any of the earlier playtest Clerics. So things that we note, we have this Divine Order feature at first level. Channel Divinity is 2 uses starting at 2nd level, and 3 uses at 6th, and then up to 4 uses at 18th. And these uses are per long rest, but you also get 1 back every short rest. So following the same as a previous playtest on that. Cleric subclass first appears at 3rd level instead of 1st and 2nd. And Smite Undead is a new replacement for Destroy Undead. Blessed Strikes comes out of basically being built into every divine feature at 8th level, at 7th level. And, oh wait, no, that's a new feature. Let's see, Blessed Strikes at 7th level. Okay, so, okay, yeah, that's the feature that used to be at 8th level. Basically, every Cleric subclass had it built in. So you're going to see, interestingly, all the Cleric club classes are lacking an 8th level feature. But that's because it all moved to the 7th level Blessed Strikes. And then Commune at 9th level, improved Blessed Strikes at 14th level, which was basically built into the 8th level power of all Clerics. And then Greater Divine Intervention at 20th level. Prepared spells follows the standard where it basically equals the number of spell slots per spell level starting at 3rd level. It's slightly higher at 1st and 2nd level. Okay, 110 gold pieces to start. Channel Divinity, if you have more than 1 class with the Channel Divinity feature, class uses of the feature can be expended only on that class's Divine Channel Divinity options. First level Divine Order, we saw this in an earlier playtest. It basically takes what's in the level 1 Divine Domain features for a lot of the subclasses and brings them out to give everyone this choice. So everyone can be a Protector or everyone can be a Thaumaturge. They roll the Thaumaturge and Scholar together. And I like this, the only remaining skill is Religion, so you won't have a Cleric being better than a Wizard or a Druid at their specialties like History or Nature. Adds your Wisdom modifier with a minimum modifier of +1 on that. So, spellcasting. Clerics can replace their cantrips when they gain a level. Unlike a previous playtest, it was basically every time they prep spells, every long rest. Changing your prepared spells when you finish a long rest. That's really what it is currently in 2014. So I marked up that just because it was different than an earlier playtest. Channel Divinity, you gain 1 expanded use when you finish a short rest. You gain all expanded uses when you finish a long rest. Divine Spark was an earlier playtest, got modified slightly. It's a creature you can see within 30 feet, and you do D8 plus Wisdom modifier, either healing or damage to the creature. That used to be 2D8 or as many as you have proficiency bonus. Hopefully your Wisdom modifier is high enough that this isn't too much of a hit, and it will go up based on your level. So at 7th level, let's see, you normally get 3d8 at 5th level. So now it's up to 7th and then 13th and 14th. So a little bit of a knockdown there. I thought it was kind of underwhelming to start with. So that's, I don't know if I'd started at 2d8 maybe and go up. Turn Undead. So an interesting change here on Turn Undead. If we look at that feature, the under Channel Divinity here, Turn Undead. Each undead that you can see or hear within 30 feet, now it's just each undead within 30 feet. You don't have to know they're there, you don't have to see them, you don't have to hear them. They will be turned regardless. And now instead of trying to get away from you, they will be incapacitated, so they'll be paralyzed in place. And it will end if you have the incapacitated condition or you die, or if they take damage as normal. Okay, then at 5th level, the Smite Undead replacing Destroy Undead. I really like this. So you do damage to undead equal to number d8s equal to your Wisdom modifier. This used to be in the earlier playtest your proficiency bonus. I like, I don't know, half dozen of one, 6 of another. Anyway, if they fail their saving throw, they're going to take this radiant damage. So that will have the same effect of destroying lower level undead, plus it'll damage the higher level undead. Then, in any, I'll look at the life domain. Any of the domains that at 8th level, they had this Divine Strike power or Potent Cantrip power. And now that's been replaced with a 7th level power, doing basically the same thing. The Potent Cantrip setting in Wisdom mod doesn't say a minimum of 1, though. Did that used to say a minimum of 1? Add Wisdom mod. It'd be good if it said a minimum of 1. I think for, you hit the 7th level and your spell damage goes down. Okay, then 9th level, you get Commune. Always have the Commune spell prepared. I think Commune takes a... I think it takes a component, and this doesn't say anything about a component. Let's take a look. Commune spell. It's got a focus? No significant component. I was wrong about that. Divine Intervention. Divine spell at 5th level or lower that doesn't require reaction. Cast that spell without expending a spell slot or needing a material component. I think that's a little overpowered. I mean, we have Raise Dead, Revivify, which take, pretty significant material components for a reason. 500 gold pieces for Raise Dead. Now, once you're 10th level, cast them, raise 1 person a day, basically, with your Divine Intervention, for free. 14th level, Improved Blessed Strike. So this was built into all the subclasses. If I look at, for example, the Life Domain, when you reach 14th level, the damage went to 2d8. Now, the potent spellcasters, for example, in the Light Domain, they did not get any kind of a bump on their potent spellcasting, but now they get this bump that when they deal damage to a creature, you gain some temporary hit points, so you can give it to someone else. At 19th level, an ability score improvement, and there's a change here with that feat that rather than limiting you to a 20 at 19th level, once you're at 19th level, you can get up to 22. So an interesting change there. Okay, that is, and then, their 20th level power. Greater Divine Intervention. Basically choose what a wish spell can do. It says you're immune to the stress. Well, I don't like that. It also, you're immune to the stress caused by the wish to do something other than casting a spell. It doesn't mention the wishes. Finally, there's a 33% chance you're unable to cast wish ever again if you suffer this stress. Now, if you're immune to it, that means you're going to be able to do all these things, give people, resistance to eventually everything with just some time. You could take a break in the campaign and say, okay, we regroup a year later and now everyone's resistant to all damage. Or immunity to a whole bunch of spells for 8 hours, okay. The resistance lasts permanently as far as I can tell. So I would not put the immune to the stress thing in there. It's already good enough that it can do any spell of 8th level or lower. All right, that's the main Cleric class. Now let's look at the subclasses, starting with the Life Domain. Got some spell changes here. In general, I like them. They're more focused toward the healing side of thing or the restoration side of thing. Of course, Divine Strike's gone. As we said, moved up to 7th level from 8th level. Everything, of course, comes at 3rd level now. Disciple of Life. It used to be, whenever you use a spell at 1st level or higher that restores hit points to a creature, now it has to use a spell slot. So if somehow you have a free casting of a spell without using a slot, it won't work on that. And it's only on the turn that you cast the spell, so Goodberry Exploit's gone. Additional hit points equal to 2 plus the spell slots level instead of the spells level. I think the intent was the spell slots level, or the level you cast the spell at previously. Preserve Life was always kind of a problem before, not necessarily a big problem, but it just slowed the game down while everyone tracked how many hit points they could potentially get from it. So I would like to see it have changed to be along the lines of basically you just heal everyone. As an action, choose, change it to a number of creatures within 30 feet of you, and they get some hit points back. Like maybe the same hit points that your Divine Spark does, but to all creatures within 30 feet. Something along those lines. Instead, what they changed it to was a little more confusing. You can do an Abjuration spell, which will be some sort of protection or healing spell, and then use your Channel Divinity to try and not use up a spell slot for doing it. And it's 1 Channel Divinity per level of spell slot, so it's like you're going to be not wanting to do very high level spells with that. So I don't like this overall. I would have liked to have seen something different and faster than what's there, but this is kind of, I don't like it. Blessed Healer, 6th level. When you cast a spell at first level or higher, you have to use a slot now. That restores hit points to one creature other than you. So it used to say a creature other than you. Is it intentional? It's only if you do it on one other creature, like a mass spell won't help, won't give you hit points back. Be good if they could clarify that, what their exact intent is there. Supreme Healing. This used to be you restore hit points. It specifies to a creature, or use a Channel Divinity. You get to do max hit points restored. And that is the life domain. Then we got the light domain. The spells change pretty good. I think a lot of people miss Flaming Sphere and Scorching Ray, though, over Moonbeam and See Invisibility, especially since they already have kind of a See Invisibility power with their Revealing Light at 6th level. So that I might recommend that go back to Scorching Ray or Flaming Sphere. Arcana Eye at 7th level rather than Guardian of Faith, that makes sense. All right, 3rd level, Warding Flare. Now it's when someone within 30 feet makes an attack roll, so not even against you. Could be just on anyone. And that kind of rolls in the power from the improved flare all the way down to 3rd level. At 3rd level, you're Radiance of the Dawn. It's a magic action, 30-foot radius sphere centered on you. Creatures you choose rather than it used to be hostile creatures. So now you can do it on anyone, friend or foe. And it was always hard to know, oh, I'm going to cast it and I'll find out who's hostile toward me. Well, how would you know that, right? Revealing Light, new power, 6th level, bonus, present Holy Symbol, cast See Invisibly without expending a spell slot. Your allies also gain the benefit of the spell when they're within 10 feet of you. So basically just negate invisibility. You emit bright light 10 feet and dim light another 10 feet, and you can end it as early as a bonus. That's the one thing about these not being concentration, you can't end them freely. I don't know why you couldn't just make this end free. And it's once per long rest. 17th level, Corona of Light, magic action. You can dismiss it with no action. I think most of these things should be no action dismiss. That's the same as it was before. I don't need to mark that. They have disadvantage against your Radiance of the Dawn in addition to just spells. And saving throws against any spell that deals fire or radiant damage or Radiance of the Dawn damage is what it should say. It says your Radiance of the Dawn, so if there's 2 light clerics, it wouldn't cause them to take disadvantage against a different life cleric's Radiance of the Dawn, which doesn't make sense to me. All right, Trickery domain. Spell changes. I know I'm neutral on them. I don't know. Divine Strike has been replaced by the Blessed Strike that all clerics have. 3rd level, and 3rd level for their powers. Blessing of the Trickster is pretty much unchanged. Invoke Duplicity is a bonus action now, and you teleport when you do it, and the thing appears in the space you left. You don't have to concentrate. This is what I'd like to see you can drop freely, though, because that's what concentration gave you. But not concentrating on something is very powerful, because now you can cast spells that have concentration. It drops if you're incapacitated or use a bonus action. And you can teleport, basically multiple times over a minute, to wherever the thing is, swapping places with it. So that's pretty strong. I'm not sure if it's too strong, but pretty strong. 6th level Trickster's Magic is a replacement for Cloak of Shadows. When you cast Illusion spell, you can make it a bonus, provided it was normally an action. You can do that number of times equal to your Wisdom mod per long rest. And improved Duplicity at 17th level. So you can teleport up to 120 feet. You can move at 30 feet rather than 60. And your allies get in the benefit of advantage on the thing or a creature that's next to it. When illusion and also, when illusion ends, the creature of your choice within 5 feet of it regains hit points equal to your cleric level. So that's all good stuff. I think overall, good changes for Trickery domain. Now let's look at War domain. So the bonus proficiencies go to the 1st level Divine Order power. The Divine Strike goes to the 7th level Blessed Strike power. You have 3rd level domain spells, only one change there. Seems to make sense. 3rd level War Priest, use the mastery property of one kind of a weapon that you provision it with, and you can change it. And your weapon attacks with your bonus action don't have to be tied to you making an attack. And you can do that. You used to begin it with a long rest. Now you begin it with a short or a long rest. So you'll see a lot more of those extra attacks happening from War Priests. And they'll be getting their mastery property. 3rd level Guided Strike. This took the 6th level power, rolled it down to the 3rd level power, so that it's you or a creature within 30 feet of you. The 6th level power, it used your reaction. You using it didn't use your reaction, but now it does. So that's one drawback on the Guided Strike. One advantage, though, is you get to see if you miss first before you use it. I like seeing if you miss or hit before you use any powers. I think that's a lot better. It'll be faster at the table and more reliable use of these powers. War God's Blessing at 6th level replaces the Channel Divinity that moved down to 3rd. So you can cast Shield of Faith on another creature. It'll also affect you. Cast it once without a slot, and you regain the ability to do that when you finish your short rest or long rest. 17th level, Avatar Battle used to be non-magic attacks. Now it's just bludgeoning, piercing, slashing, magic or not. And I think that is it for the Cleric. So that's it for the Cleric. So overall in the Cleric, I really like the changes. I like the direction the changes are taking place now, where it's just tightening up the classes. They're trying still some experimental stuff, but overall not too much with the Cleric. And I think they're just making everything better. I think the Divine Intervention, they went too far. I think they tightened up the Potent Spellcaster a little bit to clarify that. Definitely too far with the Wish without any consequences. Preserve Life, I'd like to see a different thing there. Little tweak on the 70th level, Corona of Light. And that's it. Next video I'm going to do is going to be on the Druid. All right, check back on the Druid video. I'll see you guys all later. Thanks for checking out this video.